We're back! Let's go to the Society of Leopold in Malibu. And this is quite a fortress. This would be very useful point to have a fusicate, and definitely have some high skills or disciplines. Now, when I was playing my Salubri, I really made mincemeat of the place. I really did. I'm not kidding. Oh, well, they're immune to my abilities. Aren't they? Well. Because it's time to get shot a lot, also. I just have to take into account I've got some codes with but so far I'm not actually taking as much damage as I had before my first time. That's because I'm really quite buff, and also I have Presence 5, which utterly destroys their ability to show weapons, and my presence is really effective. Affecting all their combat skills. Ah! This gun. This gun. Be a good point for me to use my gun here. I'm not saying I'm going to be practically indestructible, but I am quite a thing to be reckoned with now. I don't really need to make that many changes to my character. My suit. Yeah. More ammo. I'm gonna have to get some new blood soon. But yeah, when you have pretty high skills, you can do almost anything. Well, when I say high, whether you can do combat more effectively, defend yourself better, or just sneak better. Oh man, Fusicate 5 is great here. But my goodness, look at this. I am tearing through these hunters. Where's their god now? I mean, clearly Set here is the most superior god of all. Oh, darn it. And don't worry about it, I don't literally have 4 bullets. I just, I've got some. Where are you? Here you are. See, if I had more firearm skill, I could probably do it, but darn it. How annoying. If I had more firearm skill, it would be fine. L2. get that rifle. Oh well. Could use some more blood. Okay. Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Obviously, and I didn't really need the final level of the Serpentinus line. Didn't feel like I actually needed it. I mean, if there is something that is actually useful for, please let me know. I would love to know that. Because I am curious if there's anything else more to it. Because I think that would be neat. Take care of you. You know, I haven't been using phobia. I keep forgetting to use phobia. I mean, let me correct that now. Ah, nice. Killed him. Fantastic. Oh darn. Oh well. Oh good, my presence completely screwed her out. She's too scared to go after me. Come here. No? Alright then. Just have to shoot you then. When she's not wielding the torch, she does actually have some inhibition. Alright, but I'm just taking care of these guys because they're going to be annoying. Where is that guy? Okay. Oh, darn it. Also, I feel like it makes sense to slay them. Ooh, ooh, he is hurting. Alright, is that gun drop? Probably not, but... Ooh, yes it did. It is worth more than that shotgun. And that shotgun is worth about $41, but it's way worth more than that. Unfortunately, I'm out of that ammo. Darn. What a shame. Let's get through here. Now, in vanilla, it had a lock. So you could either lockpick to get to the back, or lockpick, or just go for the front and be attacked immediately.
Lord, I pray now that you give me strength in battle, that I might overcome the hordes of Satan and his children, that I might wield the flaming
Yeah,
sword
that's
of
enough.
the angel and defend myself with your shield.
I think it's like only 3, but
Victories are many in my
I might be wrong.
that I might further your kingdom here on earth. And if I meet death tonight, then let it be first that I cast a mighty host of demons back into the lake of fire whence they came.
Got him. Fantastic, got more ammo. Ooh. Lovely, she was affected by my presence so much. She went into a trance. That's good. Yeah, I'm sorry I failed to make a stealthy character, but I think I need to actually go and have a plan about it. I'm just hacking this because I know that they're all the same password. SOC. For those who want to know, but I just wanted to do this as a little bit of fun. Huh, I guess that might be normally here if you have a high enough skill and things. Alright. Now these guys are a bit troublesome. Can't feed on them. I get it. The game is acting like I think it blow this. Oh, see what happens when I don't have my presence up? Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Alright. Now we have a diary. I'll just wait for the music to calm down a bit. Okay. So the journal is inscribed the initials GB. We have tracked Lacroix to Los Angeles. He made his lair in the penthouse of the Venture Tower, hiding behind some legitimate business front while commanding his legion of demons by cover of night. I prayed to the Lord for strength in the coming days, but there is a shadow that hangs over my heart like the dark wings of Lucifer himself. It is not Lacroix I fear, nor his underlings, but there is fear in my heart nonetheless. An ancient evil is stirring. May God grant me the strength to overcome it. Woke up this morning, and the sun on my face was little comfort. We lost 3 of the brethren last night in a fierce battle with some hellspawn, minions of the vampire we know as Alistair Grout. And we know a little bit about that from our adventures in the Prelude mod chapter 1. We have been unable to find his lair, but it is only a matter of time. May God have mercy on the souls of our brethren. The mystery surrounding the Uncurrent Sarcophagus and the Masquerade of the Elizabeth Dane has my superiors troubled. I have been told to expect a package in the mail that may be helpful in shedding some light on this artifact. Its arrival seems convenient. In light of Lacroix's recent arrival, something is amiss. Yet I cannot see what machinations are at play. I will wait and have faith that the Lord will see us through. We have found the lair of Alistair Grout, but it seems we were too late. The demon had already been sent to hell before I was able to dispatch him. I ran across a younger vampire who seemed unaware of Grout's demise. Well, I literally told him that Grout is dead. He didn't know. I guess he was making up in case anyone ever read it. Never mind. No doubt one of his sucklings come to visit his master. Her master. Okay, whatever, because I'm a sheep. Or whatever. Oh, maybe it was another vampire. Oh yeah, it must have been another vampire, yeah. I took care of that demon. Oh, no, wait, no, it was us. I took care of that demon and destroyed the house. I thank God for his eternal watchfulness over me and the Brotherhood. There seems to be a great unrest among the vampires brood here in the city. Perhaps the arrival of Lacroix was unwelcome to the rest of the damned. I know not, nor do I care. They will all burn, whether by my hand or the Father's. The Uncurrent Sarcophagus was stolen today from the Museum of Natural History. The police report we obtained leads me to believe that the demon spawn were behind it, and the book I received yesterday from the Vatican only reinforces that theory. I know now that these may very well be the end times, and the time of the final struggle may be upon us. I dreamt of Lacroix last night, of his hideous visage burning to ash in a great inferno. Maybe this is a vision given to me by God, and I will be the vessel of his holy vengeance. The years have been long, too long. Perhaps the soul of my father may finally rest in peace. Brother Kreisler reported disturbance at the Vampire Coven we have been observing in the mansion in Hollywood. It seems there was a party, and something interrupted their fleshly rituals. I could say no more of the matter, but I smell Lacroix's meddling and handedness all the better. May the demons feast upon themselves until the world is rid of their evil. I had dreams of fires in Griffith Park last evening. I know not their origins, but I fear the worst. I received a letter from His Holiness warning me that he is fearful the apocalypse is upon us, and that my mission has become more important than ever. I hold his words close to my heart, and will fight for righteousness until I am no longer able. I took Johansen from his hotel room last night and brought him back here to the monastery. I am convinced that Lacroix will try to find him, as he is the only one with the knowledge about how the artifact can be opened. The brethren have been warned to expect an assault in this monastery, and they are ready to die for his glory, as I am. May the Holy Father bless us in these dark days, and may the children of Satan burn forever in the hell fires of damnation. Amen. Okay, so I guess those hunters being overly eager to let Beckett know what was really going on was probably set up. Even so, Oh, I'm sorry for interrupting. But, basically, these hunters are like debating whether they should actually bring cans of some food. And one of them is saying, well, he's no better than they because he found the artifact. He's just a human archaeologist. And they're, I think they're going on to details. I'm just gonna feed on you. Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Stop, sir. What? Okay, there we go. Now this man can be a martyr. Very annoying. There we go. Oh my goodness. You are a little annoyance, aren't you? You're a huge annoyance to me. Get back here. But yeah, that's basically a glitch. I don't only have 15 rounds spare for the Patra. It's a glitch because in this mod you carry so much ammo, and this mod is not, the game is not quite able to handle it. Anyway, we have some interesting things here. There's Cain, enable. And then there's Sarcophagus, but it's not something we know about. Vampire Crya, and a key to the Society of Leopold. Interior. So, around, see if there's anything else. Alright. Well, I appear to have more reading. Vampira Apocokyra, if I'm saying this wrong. Identified Sarcophagus, discovered by Julius of Ghoul, 1068 AD, near Ankara, Ottoman Empire. The origin of this dark and mysterious talisman is largely unknown, and is mostly considered a myth, if not for the etchings of Julius of Gaull, who first discovered, then subsequently retombed the artifact. There would be almost no historical record of the artifact, save for various unfound legends of its evilness scattered throughout the writings of the Brotherhood. Historians and theologians alike have been unable to ascertain its exact place or age or place of origin, although the symbols and inscriptions seem to hint the artifact is from the area of ancient Sumer or Mesopotamia. It has never been opened, and therefore any myths pertaining to who or what might be encased in it are total speculation. Vampiric origins have not been ruled out, although many scholars within the church seem to think it may hold the remains of an ancient king, whose name so far has been lost to the ages. Let it be said, though, that the writings of Julius Gall describe the artifact as being a nefarious and dread thing, full of some ancient and undeniable evil. He attributes the death of his scribe to the artifact, who, upon setting his eyes upon it for the first time, began convulsing uncontrollably and promptly died. Well, it can't be the same sarcophagus that we currently have, because, none of us, nobody is just convulsed and died just by gazing at it. Nor the archaeological crew or anything. But then again, the Elizabeth Dames murdered it. It was like something had come out and murdered it. But the whole look of that sarcophagus looks completely different too. I'm killing this guy because I can't feed on him. Like, you can tell which ones you can and cannot feed on this mod. The ones you can feed on don't have hair like that guy did. Usually bald-headed, or they're, you know, female hunter. Alright. Okay. Oh, I've lost my ability. I'll get back in a bit. Sorry, I keep forgetting to use my her Serpentinus powers. Whoops. But yeah, that doesn't look like the same sarcophagus. It looks like a completely different sarcophagus. Because the one we have has it's totally a different shape, and doesn't have those markings on there. I did show you the sarcophagus, and I'll show you a bit more in detail when I get back. But it doesn't have the same markings. It can't be the same sarcophagus. So either somehow the guy got it wrong, even though he had it in his possession and re-entombed it, or this is not the same sarcophagus everyone thinks it is. Something's very fishy here, but at the same time, it's apparently they were mentioned. Bach has already mentioned that its appearance is very convenient. Everything feels very convenient, but at the same time, what's in there? Maybe they're really, maybe that's the Uncurrent sarcophagus is not actually related to the sarcophagus that Julius Ghoul of Ghoul found, but it's still something to worry about. Alright. Just save again, because I haven't saved for a bit. But I don't know, there's something about it. Something that kind of fits, but also does not fit. Because again, no one died just by looking upon it. I don't know. It's weird.
Hey, stop right now.
And again, these guys out. I really made a mistake. So these guys are talking about, do actually kind of briefly talk about how they're feeling they're being watched, or they were kind of wondering if they should watch the water or not. But they also, because vampires don't have to worry about breathing, they can just clearly be in the water for as long as it's possible. So they're saying you should be careful, not, you know, we gotta watch it in case someone decides to come out from the water. Alright. Oof, that explosion really hurt. But you can sneak around here too, which is nice. Like, I'll just show you in a minute, but, because I never actually do this, but I've seen people in videos just, like, you can literally go in the water. Okay, we got the weapon. No, get back in. Why can't I? Whatever. Alright, so you can go literally around here, and you can actually sneak right up here to this other location. Right here. Isn't that cool? You couldn't do that. You can't do that as a human because we don't have the... Alright, so just jump on this. Alright, let me just... I love this kill. It's very cool. Well, I guess since we're here, we might as well. And these two men, again, I'm sorry for skipping so much dialogue by accident, but these two guys talk about the accomplishments of Route. Oh yeah, and above, if you sneak, you also hear another hunter actually criticize Bach for caring more about his grudge against the Qua than what is right with society. Which is, you know, taking care of all the vampires. They feel like he's only doing this for the sake of his own vendetta. Which I find is interesting. It's nice to, it's interesting to see some members of a lot of the factions critiquing their leaders. Like, it's an interesting mirroring point between Bach and Delacroix. It's very clear that people don't think to actually criticize Delacroix's face that evil, except if they're primitive. And their use is high, nearly higher. But yet, Bach has gotten some similar criticism too. However, he's got a more fierce reputation. People are in awe of him, also afraid of him. So he's got a kind of an interesting mixture between Nines Rodriguez's reputation, but yet people, some of them are So, as in that they're in complete awe of him and are like, well, he knows what he's doing, right? But yet, also, are willing to critique him behind his back, like a lot do so many with Lacroix. Which is interesting. So, that's something to think about, isn't it? I think it's an interesting contrast between Bach and Lacroix. They both have obsessions. Lacroix seems to be obsessed with the sarcophagus now. And Bach is completely obsessed with getting Lacroix as revenge for what he did to his family. I wonder if it will lead them to... And, again, spoilers. It actually leads to their doom. Isn't that interesting? Their complete obsessions led to their downfall. Ash?
Fire. Oh, fire.
Oh my gosh. Ash?
You ruined my face. The fire. I can still feel it in my wounds. They'll kill me. They'll come back with their brands and it will burn.
Keep your voice down.
I wouldn't talk, so they burned me. Again. And again and again. Their eyes, they enjoyed it. Before they come back, I'm begging you. Let me out.
I got something that might help you heal up a few of those wounds.
I once drank from the most desirable women in the world. Right now, this bag looks better than any of them.
Don't go anywhere. I'll be back. And you get a point of humanity. Well, actually I don't. But we gave him a blood pack, which is fine because we have plenty. But we have the key.
Thanks. You'll never see me again. I'm gonna go somewhere no one will ever see this face again.
Goodbye, Ash. Man, he really has a horrible... Ugh. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. That's strange. How come I didn't get a humanity point? Oh, I get it. It's because it's the Abea thing. If I was playing as a Salubri and I had I have Abea, I could use it to heal him instead of using a blood pack on him. But my goodness, poor Ash. He really... Oof, those hunters. Nasty, nasty piece of people. I mean, unsurprisingly, since they did this sort of shit back in the Crusades, right? See, things haven't changed that much, huh? Nice to know. Alright. Just gonna put this on. Perfect. Okay. Let's pay these hunters a visit. They disgust my character. Elena here. Oh. You missed!
I knew Johansen would lure the servants of Satan, but I set this trap for the archfiend himself. Where is Lacroix?
Lacroix? You think Lacroix would come here alone?
Perhaps when Lacroix runs out of minions, he will show me his face, and God will guide my shots through it. Before I send you to eternal damnation, any last words?
When I'm done with you, even St. Peter won't even recognize you.
You should have begged for God's mercy. I will show you none.
Nor I you. And you'll be begging me to kill you after I rip out your guts. Come on! Bastard. Oh. And this is a unique feature of the Final Nights here. Actually, sorry, I want to go closer. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna rip out his guts. As I said. I don't care. I'm gonna tear these little hypocritical, sadistic hunters to pieces. They want to talk about sin. They know nothing of sin. They claim they're holy and virtuous, but they love torturing the vampires. They love torturing Ash. You can see it in their eyes. I'm gonna love torturing them, but at least I'm honest about it. I know what I am. I may be a monster, but I have a purpose behind it. I don't do this for no reason. I did it for the glory of my god sect. But I know that but I'm also knowledgeable of the fact that I will take absolute pleasure from this. Yes, feel afraid of me, mortal. Oh, you're gonna run away? Oh, where's your god now? Oh, he gives you teleportation powers and things? But you are nothing compared to the mighty sect. Your Christian god is way younger than sect was. And you're nothing in the face of us. Oh, look at that. You're afraid. You're afraid. I love it. Yes, be afraid. Beg for your life. How do you like that? I would spend time twisting out your guts, as I've said, but I got more important things to care about. Hey, a little bit of roleplay there. Alright. Let's go.
I told you everything. There's no reason for you to keep me here. Let me go!
Dr Johansen?
I am an archaeologist. You can't hold me here like this. I am a hostage. I do not need protection. Bring me back to my hotel at once.
There's a boat not far from here. Help me and I'll help you escape.
Yeah, okay. Anything, just get me out of these caverns and away from these crazies. I think I'm starting to get pneumonia.
Oh, that's not good. Tell me what you know about the Uncurrent sarcophagus.
The sarcophagus? You went through all that trouble for the sarcophagus? Yeah, I'll tell you. But don't you think it would be better to get out of here before those men come back?
I dealt with them. They won't give us any more problems.
I guess if you can get all the way here, you deserve the answers. But can I make one request first? After I answer your questions, you help me escape.
Sure.
All right. Where should I begin?
Alright, I just want to mention, even if you snuck here, the hunters will disappear when we get to the next sequence. So even if you snuck here without killing anyone, they will be gone. What can you tell me about the sarcophagus?
Let's start with the history of the Uncurrent sarcophagus. That is a long and interesting legend, lost and found throughout the ages. Tell me, are you familiar with the Assyrians?
Not very.
Well, the Assyrians lived in Mesopotamia, a region between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Most of this territory is now modern-day Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Syria.
Go on.
They were warmongers, conquerors, a people driven to expand by their kings. Even before the Romans, they migrated their conquered people to the territories to stem revolt, but I'm afraid I'm getting off the subject.
Go on.
Well, the markings on the sarcophagus seem to hint that it is from sometime between 1050 and 800 BC, which was a period of fierce expansion by the Assyrians. Oddly, for those years, only one king shows up on the historical record.
Well, there were a couple of explanations for that.
While most likely he wiped all evidence of his predecessor's existence or passed the name to his heirs, one monarch, Meserak, the one-eyed king, is given credit for the territory and achievements of this time. But he would have had to have been over 250 years old, like Dracula or something.
What's this got to do with the sarcophagus?
I find it hard to believe a sarcophagus with a person as important as Meserak could remain in, what is the word, pristine or intact condition for so many years. But this is who is believed to be contained within.
Why don't you... I mean, obviously, he probably... Why don't you just open it and find out?
Maybe you have not heard. It was stolen from the museum before we had a chance to open it. Usually, we use equipment to carbon date, X-ray, and take air samples before we pry open the lid.
You compared him to a vampire. Any reason?
You know, it is interesting that you ask me that. The goddess on the outside of the sarcophagus was Lamashtu. In Assyrian myth, Lamashtu was an evil demoness who preyed on humans. Many people cite her as the mother of vampire myth,
And?
The engravings on and found around the sarcophagus portray a regal figure drinking the blood of his enemies. Now, this image is found in many cultures, specifically among those of royal lineage, but there is a quite scientific explanation.
It also could be a symbolic way of him indicating that he devours his enemies. Which is...
a disorder known as porphyria. In short, it is caused by a deficiency of the iron in the blood, and in many cultures, for the nobility that could conceivably get away with the cure, the treatment was to drink human blood.
So Meserak drank human blood?
Perhaps. Drinking the blood of your enemies is, if nothing else, symbolic. It can inspire fear in your foes and dissidents. Don't misunderstand me. I in no way believe it was a vampire. Vampires. That's what caused this whole mess. These maniacs believe they exist.
How did you find the Uncurrent sarcophagus?
That is, you see, in archaeology, one can spend years looking for a dig site, following local rumors, studying old maps. It's a complicated process, very boring.
Interesting. He suddenly doesn't want to talk about it when he just gave us this whole big history lesson. I'm interested. Please go on.
Finding and organizing a dig is the least interesting part of an archaeologist's job. Trust me, you don't want to hear about it.
Sounds like you're hiding something. Care to share?
I don't know what would make you believe that. I have been very forthcoming with you so far. I think that maybe you are not as familiar with the process as me.
Seems strange how it was found after all this time, like it wanted to be found.
Okay, I tell you, yeah, I was not even aware of the sarcophagus' existence until I received a package with no reply address in the mail. Inside was the information on how to find it and the key. Please keep it a secret, or I could be ruined.
Very interesting. Do you really believe Meserak's in the sarcophagus?
That I can't be sure of, nor can anyone. But I promise you it is more likely to be filled with, gummy bears than vampires. Perhaps maybe a mummy, but not likely the kind to go about chasing Abbott and Costello.
He's talking about the very first Mummy film done by Universal Studios, which I believe was done in the 1930s. What else do you know about vampires?
Not much, really. I'm an archaeologist, not a mythologist. But I do know that Lamashtu, the Assyrian demoness, was thought to have been the inspiration for Lilith, the first wife of Adam in the Jewish Old Testament, another source of the vampire myth.
How did this sarcophagus open?
Ah, quite interesting. There is a surprisingly complex mechanical lock on the face of the sarcophagus. By sheer luck, we were able to find the key not far from the sarcophagus. Why no one ever found it and robbed it, it's perplexing.
Again, it was quite clear, because he told us that he was sent this information where to find it. It's clear that somebody wanted him to find it. A key, of course. Do you have it?
How strange you would ask. I haven't seen the key since it was loaded onto the Elizabeth Dane in Turkey. It was stolen before the sarcophagus even. I am still hopeful that the police find both pieces before the contents can be disturbed.
Do you have a copy of the key?
No, it's not the kind of key you can copy at the hardware store. It's actually very sophisticated, and I meant to study it at the museum. I've answered all your questions. Do you think now you could please get me out of here? I don't care who you are or why you've had so many questions about the sarcophagus. I just want to leave this place.
Alright, I'll free you. There's a boat nearby. We can escape on it.
Thank you, my friend. I don't know where you came from, but I will never forget this kindness.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to actually properly help him, but because this next sequence is a little annoying.
Help! Help! Does anybody hear me?
Okay. It's a little annoying, unfortunately, but never mind.
Your time of judgment is here.
Well, darn it, we should have ripped his head off. Yeah, I don't have the time, and this AI is pretty bad, unfortunately. Now, if I had more time, absolutely, I would have been able to try and attempt to save him, but I've never been able to because there just hasn't been enough time. But we're going to pretend that he totally was with us the whole time. I mean, we could have helped him, we could have carried him, we have enough potence to do that. Alright, just bouncing because it does make me move faster. Okay. Oh god, that's not good. Okay. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to this place at last. My goodness, we've learned some very intriguing information. Somebody wanted the sarcophagus to be uncovered. How fascinating. And, oh my god. What the hell happened here? Ooh. Well. Sorry, I'm just gonna check my information. I mean, I already done all the side quests. Okay, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. I think I'm gonna go and check on Heather. Does this mean the prince is dead? Maybe? Maybe not? Who knows?
Baby.
Alright. I'm gonna sell that. Let's see. I guess I'm stuffed to put away. Oh boy. That's quite a circumstance. And now we're going to have our the consequences. So we have a final choice with Heather here. And I think it's a really interesting thing, because like, you might have noticed the whole time with Heather, I've been taking almost everything from her. I've been taking her money, I've been taking her blood, I've been making her dressed however I want. And I'm pretty much allowing her to be in danger instead of just simply telling her to stay inside. Pilfer to Professor Pref. Uncurrent Sarcophagus discoverer kidnapped from hotel. Oh.
Why don't we make that the topic for tonight? And if that doesn't work, you can all go back to calling in with the usual Pilgrim stuff. Line 5, you're on with the Deb of Night.
The White Bishop falls.
So tell me, society going to hell or not?
I think so, Deb.
And why is that?
Well, for one, I lost my job a month ago, and our management gave themselves a bonus for it.
I'm sorry to hear it.
And just the other night, I happened to look out my window here in Santa Monica, my neighbor's boy. He's been using speed since he's in junior high. Steals from his parents.
That's a shame.
Yeah, you know, there was a time when this sort of thing just didn't happen. You know why?
Why is that?
Well, because a man could beat a woman and children when they got out of line. They didn't even have to be blood. You could just slap.
Okay. And she's probably gonna like, okay, bro. Alright. Oh, it's like Heather's down there. Hi, Heather.
I had a dream this afternoon. You were in it. You were stroking my hair, telling me you loved me. And then, in the next instant, you were gone. And I was alone, and I cried out for you, but you wouldn't answer. You're here now. I have never felt more relieved.
I would never leave you, dearest Heather.
You're so kind to me.
So you have a choice here. You could, well, I could have made the choice of actually telling her, look, things are really dangerous, you gotta go. And you have to either use your persuasion skills or, in my case, Serpentinus, to convince her to leave. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm sure everything will be fine. As you know, she's okay in here. I would never forgive myself if anything happened to you.
I got something for you. Here, it should fit you. I hope you like it. I thought it looked like something you'd wear.
It's wonderful. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate this.
Think of me when you wear it.
I will. Before I go, do you think you... Okay. But yeah, that guy's dialogue. I'm sure we've heard that on YouTube still. Oof. Maybe not quite that way, but you know. Anyway, I'm gonna read this email. Alright, if I could spell correctly. It felt so liberating to open up to you in that last email, so I dipped my pen into my soul again to write another for you. Father, I never knew you. Mother, I ran away from you. Sire, you forgot me. Beloved, you are forever in my heart. Think my looks will stop me from being taken seriously as a poet? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But from what I've heard, some people think you need to write better. But I don't know. I think she has enough practice, she'll be fine. And now I have the body armor, which is going to give me even more bonuses. Fantastic. I'm going to be even more immortal. But by actually not taking that one final chance to let Heather go, I've doomed her. Oh, how I've doomed her. Alright. Well, let's find out what happened to Venture Tower, and after that, we'll cut it from here. Actually, I just forgot to sell the torch, so I better go do that, but once we find out what's going on in Venture Tower, and if everyone's okay, I'll cut it.
Baby girl.
And once I've cut it, like after I've finished that, I'll probably off screen go. Well, we'll see. I was gonna suggest I go and see Venus off screen, but I don't think I will. Because I'm gonna probably go back to Heather anyway, just to check on her. I know we just saw her, but... So yeah, this is like, the body armor is just basically a more beefed up version of the final armor. And we got it for free, but we could have bought it, from Mercurio when... Spoilers. The, blood hunt happens. It's like somebody has been, committing murders. Oof. By the way, that's the door you would enter if you were if you were a Nosferatu and you came up Lacrosse Tower in one of the endings. Alright. We'll talk to Becca in a minute. First.
With whom do they think they're dealing? Attack me in my own building! They're desperate. They've shown their weakness. A last-ditch attempt to steal the prize.
Someone made a mess downstairs.
The Sabbat. A pack of shovelheads with cheap pistols was all they could muster. 2 got a few stories up, but I took care of them. And my sheriff brought the rest their final death in the lobby. Sabbat animals.
The Sabbat attacked? Why?
Why else? The motive of every kindred in the entire city these last few nights. The Uncurrent sarcophagus. They've been misled into thinking the sarcophagus holds a sleeping ancient. Their most coveted feasts. Diablerists.
They drink the blood of other vampires?
The Sabbat's infamy is in no small part due to their practice of diablerie. That is, drinking the blood of other kindred. Especially older ones. Until they are dead. Diablerists gain the power of those they've fed upon. And the Camarilla, this is an act punishable by death. For the moment, we've manipulated the press into reporting tonight's events as a terrorist attack. Their soldiers may be no danger to me, but their threat to the Masquerade is abundant. As my best agent, I'm sure you can guess my course of action.
You want me to wipe out the Sabbat? It would be my pleasure.
The Sabbat have made their haven at the Hallibrook Hotel. Right under our noses, here in downtown. Kill their leader. The rest will scamper out of the city. This is the last time they ever set foot in Los Angeles. Before you go, Beckett told me you went to the Society of Leopold. Did you find out how my sarcophagus is opened?
Yes, I did.
What? What did you find out?
The missing crate from the Dane is a key to the sarcophagus.
A key? Where? Do you have it?
No idea. But you'll be happy to know I killed Bach.
Not only did you infiltrate the Society of Leopold, but you managed to kill their greatest hunter. You certainly are developing a legend for yourself. Superb. A toast to you, and to victory over the Sabbat. And to Bach. May all his progeny meet such fates.
Oof. I did you a favor wiping out Bach. Don't you mean that's worth something?
Here. Pity you don't have his head. I would have sent it to the Inquisitor General.
Darn, I really should have taken his head. Would have saved me the issue. Yeah, and the Sabbat are next.
The Sabbat must be wiped out before dawn. Then, when you come back, we'll begin the hunt for the key.
Okay. Lovely. I don't know why I just keep saving and just saving. Let's talk about Beckett.
You can always count on the Sabbat to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. They're reckless, but they don't normally try to attract this much attention. This carelessness warrants observation. I hope it doesn't become pandemic.
The wrong thing for the right reasons? What does that mean?
The Sabbat's goal is to stop Gehenna, which is very similar to my own, though they choose to do so through more violent, fanatic, and flamboyant methods. The Camarilla, on the other hand, suspends belief entirely. Or so goes the party line.
Are you an anarch?
What I am is kindred. How others choose to categorize themselves concerns me only where local customs are concerned. Individualism is a path fraught with obstacles and sometimes angry mobs. But for all its hardships, it is the only one worth taking.
That's a good point. Looks like I'm off to destroy this about the city.
Well, perhaps for this pack, it's for the best.
I met with Johansen.
What did Johansen have to say?
He said there was a key for the sarcophagus, but he doesn't know where it is.
The lock and key. An invention as ancient as greed. I should have guessed. All we have to do is find a victor in this nonsense. They'll be the one with the key.
He says it's the Tomb of Meserak, an Assyrian king.
Assyrian origin. Glad to see I'm not losing my touch. As for Meserak, I'll have to research that name, see what I can find.
He said the reliefs on the side were of a demoness named Lamastu.
Lamastu? She was a Lilith figure. They represent empowered women and the threat of such women to male-dominated society. Strange she would be engraved on a king's tomb.
That's everything I know. Does it mean anything to you?
It seems to corroborate my own evidence. I'm going to have to study it a little more. Maybe dig up some information on Meserak and the Lammastu myth. I'm certain the key will show up in time. Your information is appreciated.
Fantastic. You're welcome. I had some other questions.
Excellent.
I just have one more. Why would the Sabbat attack so openly?
It's simple. Someone's misled them into believing there's an antediluvian in this very room. They, and I suspect most kindred in this city, would love to sink their stakes or teeth into its imagined occupant. If indeed rocketing it to the moon was out of the question.
I'm supposed to wipe them out because of the attack?
Well, perhaps for this path. Excellent.
Oh, we have nothing else. That's all my questions. I have to prepare for my assault on the Sabbat. Oh, what a shame. And by the way, in the final nights, this will be the last time we see Beckett, because, again, spoiler alert, after we take care of the Sabbat and Lacroix sends us to go and negotiate with the Anarchs for an alliance, Beckett actually runs out to come and warn us about the sarcophagus and is basically like, don't open it! And unfortunately, that's not available in the final nights for a reason. I don't know, perhaps there's a reasonable reason for that. But yeah, so that's sad. Alright, well, let's go and check on Heather, and then because I don't know, for some reason that dream she had. It was bad. I mean, it was a very detailed dream, and maybe we made the wrong choice. Well, I already told you we made, well, maybe not the wrong choice, but we made a choice that costs Heather. But my character doesn't know that. But I'm sure Heather will be fine.
Asked to speak to the cute one. Hey, all you night owls.
She's out in the bathroom. I have no emails. Where is she? She's gone. She's gone. Yep. So, the moment you... get word about, you get told to go and attack the Sabbat is when Heather gets taken by the Sabbat. So, yeah, so when you want the armor, like the moment you get back from the Society of Leopold, don't go to Lacroix. Go right to Heather right away, and of course get your armor. But yes, something has taken her. Oh boy. Well, I'm going to cut it here, folks, and off screen I'm going to grab my money and from Confession, maybe decide whether I'm going to have this up and get myself maximum dodge or not, and leave it from there, and go back to the last round one more time and perhaps talk to Jack about this whole situation. I mean, maybe talk to Skelter about this whole sarcophagus business, but... and then we'll make our assault on the Sabbat. Maybe the Sabbat were the ones who took Heather. Maybe we can get her back. I'm sure it'll be fine. We can get her back. It's fine. We're powerful. Like, my goodness, we're so powerful. Look at this. We are almost practically a god. We can get our Ghoul back. It'll be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. But until then...